What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So on today's Adventures of Kenny, we are going to be working back on the C10. So I'm going to give you guys a little recap. I've always kind of wanted to do this. So previously on. So after contemplating my life choices on why I ever decided to build a classic truck from the ground up, I came with the conclusion that I needed to move the fuel pressure regulator from where it currently sits to the fuel rail. And then where the fuel pressure regulator sat, I needed to install my catch can and my bulkhead fitting for my AC/heater core lines. Okay, now that I got the recap out of the way, I'm going to fast forward to currently where I am sitting. All right, so panel is completely off. Yeah, I know it looks like crap under there. Most of that's going to get cut off and reworked when when I get it painted. So basically the plan is my bulkhead fitting should be somewhere right around here. Then I'm going to run the lines over this way here and then bring them down and have them fit up to right here. There's one so far. And then I got the other one here a little mocked up. I need to cut the holes a little smaller. Okay, now as far as the valve covers go, since I put the fittings in the back, I need to swap them around. So I'm gonna have to pull the valve covers back off, put that one on that side and that one on that side, so that way the fittings with the baffles are where they need to be. I think while I'm in here, I'm going to go ahead and just wrap these down pipes because I plan on doing it anyway. So might as well go ahead and get it out the way. All right, now on to the fuel system. Okay, so I did end up just putting the fuel pressure sensor there on this side here with the fitting there. That's kind of how I mocked it up. And then same thing, put the regulator on this rail, put a elbow here to bring the return back, and then it ties back into where the feeds come in the back, so that way they run completely up how I want them. To ease my nervousness about putting that fuel pressure regulator right there, I built a little bracket. You can kind of see it right here, and let me see if I can get in there and show you guys. Let me get a flashlight real quick. See if that helps. So, see down there, that bracket, it just mounts to the side of the head. That way it supports the fuel pressure regulator, so I don't have to worry about it being too much weight and making me think it's gonna snap. After really thinking about it, I was okay putting it here because on my Civic that me and my son have as a father and son project, the regulator on that one sits right above the alternator. And that thing gets nothing but beat on and raced and launched. And I've never had any problem with it ever leaking. It is a smaller fuel pressure regulator, but it still has never had any problems. So I hope that gets everybody caught up. Okay, so here's my cardboard mock-up of how I plan on having the AC lines run with the heater core lines. This was just kind of a pretend of the firewall, so that way everything's gonna run to that way, and then like I showed you, come out through the fender. And then this is kind of where I felt the only place that would sit the way I needed to for the catch can. Now, another guy did say put it underneath because you do get the fumes, but I thought about that, and even being underneath, I'm still gonna get the fumes. It is what it is. Like on my Razor, I have a catch can on that. I'm gonna take you guys over so you can see that. Okay, so here's the catch can on my Razor. Now, this catch can is behind me. There's the driver's seat. And it sits down in this pocket. And I can still smell it. For me, I'm just to the point now that I've always been used to it because I've always had race cars and stuff like that to where you are going to smell it. Okay, so here is the vintage air, basically blower assembly with heater core and evaporator coil. So what I still have to do on this is I got to make the lines that run from here to, let's see if they're the other side of that bulkhead fitting. And then while I was waiting for my fuel fittings to come in, for me to relocate the fuel pressure regulator to the fuel rail, I decided to go ahead and put on my rock lights. So I only did the one side. It's kind of hard to see because it's daytime, but that was something I was kind of messing with just a little bit. And that's why you see wires hanging everywhere. And I'm probably gonna clean those wires up today, but we'll see. All right, so pretty much first things first, I'm gonna finish up is getting this fuel pressure regulator and lines all set up, and then I can pressure test it, make sure everything's good, and then we will go from there. Okay, so I got one side made, and now I'm about to make the other side. So I'm gonna take you guys through that process real quick. So what I like to do is I put like some fabric tape here, then I make my cut. This here is PTFE hose. See if it focuses on it. So it has the plastic liner, so it's supposed to be for super high pressure stuff or for E85, so it doesn't eat away at the hose. So I cut my hose with this bandsaw here that has, not really a jagged edge, so that way it makes a nice smooth cut. So I'm going to cut there, and then I'm going to show you guys kind of how I put my fittings on and tighten everything down. Okay, so that's what it looks like after I cut it like that. So nice, clean, sorry about that. Nice, clean cut. And then from there, I'll take my air thing and I'll blow out any metal shavings to make sure that I don't have any in my fuel system. So I just use a basic air nozzle hooked up to my compressor. I'll blow out all my fittings. That way, if there's any metal shavings in there, I don't have to worry about it getting clogged in my fuel filter. But in this case, this one's right off the rail. So if anything, it would probably get clogged. Well, it would get clogged in the fuel filter because it would go back to the tank. Okay, so here's the fitting that I'm going to be putting on. Here's the freshly cut hose. Now there is tape on here still a little bit. I always leave the tape on there. You can't take it off. Sometimes it just depends on how I'm feeling that day. All right, so I'm going to break the fitting down. Like I said, this is PTFE hose. So it has the plastic liner on the inside. And then it normally comes with this little tool. So I always stick the little tool in there. Make sure I get all my plastic down low. And then I like to put, hold on, I got one more thing I gotta do. Then from there, I like to take a little screwdriver and you gotta pull back this edge. I might have to pull this tape off, so we'll see. Try not to poke myself. And I just take it around that to try to get the shielding off of the hose so much. But before I did that, I should have stuck this on here to get it down the hole without poking myself. There we go. All right, and I like to put this on here and then start working it onto there. And you want to make sure that it's in there all the way and it's not like catching the edge or something like that. And then I always just take it and push up against my bench and then twist. All right, so
you'll see it. I don't know if you can catch on the camera, but the plastic liner is all the way to the lip of this little aluminum thing. And then from there, we'll see if I have to pull that off. Oh, I don't have to pull the tape off, so it's gonna go right there. All right, so then from there, I put a little grease, a little oil on my fitting. That way it slides in easy. And then I put it on the vise. So you pull this up, start screwing this in. And I like to take it back out to make sure it didn't pinch anything. Everything looks good there. Go back in, and then I'm gonna hand tighten it. And then I'm gonna stick it in this little handy dandy A fitting vise. Make sure it's nice and tight and a little above the lip, that way I don't have to grab anything. Now I do have an AN wrench. These things kind of suck, so I like to use a chrome wrench because it typically won't leave any marks. And then I'll just tighten them down. Make sure I stay high enough to where I don't grab the top of the other fitting. Make sure I'm still staying in there. And then let's keep tightening. And I like to make sure my fitting here is lined up with this fitting here, otherwise it will bug the heck out of me. Alrighty. So we are lined up. So there is my finished crossover hose. So voila, we have our crossover hose. Okay everybody, so this is as far as I got for today. I got the panel all mocked up, got the screws in, got the fitting for the bulkhead fitting in for the AC. I got the lines kind of mocked up a little bit. I already swapped the the valve covers around, so the fittings are sitting in the back. I got to order a fitting because I need to change how I want to do this one over here that comes off. So I'm gonna do a 180 fitting to make it sit more flush. But this is how we're gonna end this video. So next I'm gonna finish, once my fitting get here, I'm gonna start recording again, and then I'm going to finish mocking up the catch can lines, and then I'm gonna run the heater core and AC lines through here and down through the fender and up and over to come to this side. That way they'll connect right in here. And the only other thing I got to do is, I didn't realize to get the clamp on this one that comes off the throttle body, I need to make this hole just a little bit bigger because the coupler fits, but the clamp really won't go on there. So that means I'm going to have to pull this one out, cut around here a little bit and on the bottom to make sure I can get better clearance. All right, once again everybody, thank you for watching. That's pretty much it for today. Once I get that fitting in, I'll start doing some more recording. Pretty much just waiting for Amazon to get it here. But once again, like I always say, thank you for watching, and that is it for today's Adventures of Kenny. See you on the next adventure. Peace.